So, welcome to the material world. If you do not follow the rules and regulations, you will go to hell. Okay. So, thank you very much for coming and joining in our online reading sessions. So, we'll start our session by chanting our humble prayers. Om Agyanatadasya Dhyananjana Shalakya Chakshuru Yanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Pravedanam Vishnupada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna. गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे मुखम करति वाचलम मंगलम गयाति कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुदेव तारणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्येश्वरम् गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः वागीशाय यस्य वदने लक्ष्मी यस्य सवक्षसि यस्यास्ते हृदये संवितं यस्य नमः भजेत यस्य देवे परा भक्ति तथा देवे पदा तथा देवे यथा गुरु सेते कृताय यथा प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः योऽन्त प्रविश्य ममाच मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिल शक्ति धरस्वधाम अन्यां च हस्तचरण श्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् निज गुरु हरिवाण्या कृष्ण चित्तो विचिंतो प्रतिपत्रिकेहा दंद संसार कूपहा प्रोपचन सुखाब्दो मध्यं भुजयति विकासो भक्तिपूर्व. So we are under the reading, continuing to read from the section Principles Needed for Effective Preaching. The strength required to preach is bestowed upon devotees who follow the basic program given by Srila Prabhupada. It is sure and certain that if you all continue to follow the rigid schedule of chanting 16 rounds daily with vow, going on Sankirtan, studying of literatures, that will increase your spiritual power to attract more sincere persons to Krishna consciousness. The standard of purity which I have introduced in Krishna consciousness will give you the real spiritual strength needed to preach. Yes. This is the point. The standard of purity given by Srila Prabhupada should be followed. Not that we invent some standard of purity. The point is that standard of purity which I have introduced in Krishna consciousness movement will give the real spiritual strength. Now devotees, they do whatever they want and they think that their name, fame, glory is actually Prabhupada's mercy. No, that's not. The standard of purity which Prabhupada gave, that is the standard. You should not get any devotees if they see something happening, anything for that matter in Krishna consciousness, if they develop a benefit of doubt, they give that benefit of doubt. You have to give benefit of doubt. You should not immediately offend. If they get that benefit of doubt, that means there is something problem over there. And that means you are getting cheating mercy. You are getting kapata kripa. Just like Duryodhan got kripa of Balaram. That is actually, it's not nishkapata kripa. It is kapata kripa, as told by Gaur Maharaj. So like that, we'll also get Prabhupada mercy through properties, through name, fame, YouTube viewers, money flowing, disciples coming, so much. But it is all what is Madhu Pandit getting? Madhu Pandit is having so many temples. It's all kapata krupa, kapata, cheating mercy. There is no use of cheating mercy. The standard of purity which I introduced in Krishna consciousness will give you real spiritual strength. That is, although people may not come, there is so many opposition, but that's all comes under, because we have to be follow what Prabhupada is saying. That's all. You don't invent some new purity. Don't think that I invent. Somebody, then Brahmachari told, we want to revive 21st century Stree Dharma. What is that? You want to give equal opportunities, as if all the women and men are dying that we don't have equal opportunities. Arre Baba, everybody is having equal opportunity. But then why you create, oh no, I want to give equal opportunity for women. Oh, if a brahmachari or a sannyasi thinks we want to give equal opportunity to women, that is what is kapata kripa. You get mercy, but you get in a wrong way. Continuing, those who practice the purifying principles can become effective preachers. Our preachers who are preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world should follow in the footsteps of Narad Muni and become purified by following the four principles and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This will make them fit to become Vaishnavas. Then when they speak to sinful people about the teachings of Krishna consciousness, people will be affected and take the instructions. Yes, this is when they speak to the sinful people about the teachings of Krishna consciousness, people will be affected and take the instructions. Here in United States, most of the temples are of the Indians, for the Indians, by the Indians. That's all. Westerners, they can't relate what's going on in the temples because they don't preach to the Westerners in one sense. Even if they preach, it's all mumbo jumbo, lollo pullo, some hodgepodge, indirect healing. Their words, their words are like that. Healing, fest. What is that? What is that? I don't know what kind of nonsense names they have. All sorts of names. Those who do programs for Westerners. Recently, now they hold more kirtans. Everybody dances in their own way, thinking it's like Osho finale. Osho in Krishna consciousness. It's like Osho place, if you see, it's like that. Everybody dances in their own way. Everybody circles around. It is as if they are immersed in the kirtan. It's all. Not that women and men they sit separately. No, everybody sits. They're like they jumbled up. So that means you're gone. Yes, continuing. The teaching should be pure, unadulterated by compromise and speculation. And the teacher should be purely represent them in his own life. Such teachings will be effectual. If we remain pure and teach others purely, then we will achieve all success. And the whole world will listen to us and be delivered from the very dangerous condition. ISKCON, nobody is hearing from ISKCON. They are all, as soon as you meet people, they will all tell, I know this devotee who is very famous on YouTube. I know this devotee who is very famous on YouTube. But what they do, I told very clearly, I didn't tell them, like, like yesterday, I will tell you this. Yesterday, I was speaking to one Telugu guy. He's a software engineer. He's staying in United States in 6, 7 years. And very, very, he's having 2 kids. And one thing happened that because of which we got into conversation. Because his daughter is just a 2, 3 year old daughter. And I think 3, 4 years. He's able to speak a little bit English. Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years. He said to his father that, Father, why are you staring at me? In the United States, you should not look at people through their eyes, stare. I was surprised. I was shocked. A girl who is just 5 years old, she's born and brought up in the United States. She's telling her father that, why are you staring at me? And then I said, where did she get this? She's studying in the school. She's in the United States. I am not teaching her. She's a Telugu, but she's getting everything from school. Then why? Then I asked her. You know what is? I never knew when I was 5 years, 3 years old, 4 years old. What is meant? I asked that the small girl. You know what is meant by staring? Looking at a person's eyes for more than 10 seconds. That is staring. You should not stare. Actually, people will become paranoid. Here, intimidated if you see them. Either you have to wave your hand or smile, or do. In India, people stare at people like anything and nobody bothers. But here you should not stare. And then from there, conversation came, and I asked him, "Oh, yeah, I follow certain G Das on YouTube." I asked him, "Do you know what he had taught him on the YouTube? So many lectures you would have heard, so many things. Yeah, I have heard so many. He did so many. I told, can you tell me one instruction what he has told? Nothing. It's just empty. His brain is empty. This is what is the impression created by all motivational speakers. They have very good impression, very nice, but they doesn't sink to their heart because there is no purity. There is nothing. Everything is lost. then all we get is all mumbo jumbo, some lectures. It's like a fumy lectures, evaporating lectures. I told you, what is the use? What is the use? You are hearing so much, but everything lost in it. Nobody. I can give a challenge. All these speakers, all these big speakers, either it is man or woman in Krishna consciousness or speech, nobody remembers even a single line of what they spoke. It is just a fleeting, flickering videos or lectures. That's all. Their lectures that may not be, but people also hear it's like that. It doesn't sink in their heart. One lecture of Prabhupada, one line of Prabhupada, one word of Prabhupada, if it goes that you are a rascal, that's all. If that goes, people get disturbed. My father heard first lecture of Prabhupada and he told there are 32 times Prabhupada says rascal. That is synced in his heart. Uh, so, although he's a Rakshasa Ravana, I don't bother him. But the point is that this is the thing. We don't want many people. So continuing, maintaining standards makes for a potent movement. This is very, very important. What Maharaj writes, what a one-liners, maintaining stand makes for a potent movement. Wow. The standard of this Krishna, of this international society should be kept very carefully. Then who will come in touch with this society will be improved automatically by association. Yes, automatically they will change. Conversely, unless one is strictly a follower of the principles, his preaching will not be effective. Summarizing the whole matter, only a pure devotee can convert others to pure devotion service. It is therefore important for all preachers in our Krishna consciousness movement to first become pure devotees and follow their regulative principles, refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. They should regularly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on their beads, not on clicker, not on clicker, on beads. Follow the devotional process. Rise early in the morning, attend Mangalarti, and recite Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita regularly. In this way, one can become purified and free from all material contamination. Sarvabadi vinirmuktam tatparattvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all one's senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality, God, the Master of all the senses. The Supreme Spirit Soul renders service unto the
Prabhuji,
Supreme.
can you read a little louder? Because your voice is going
Louder?
really low. Yes, Prabhuji. You're catching a great speed and going slow in your voice.
Now, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's low. It's low.
Yes, Prabhuji. Your voice is going really low and your speed is increasing really fast.
That's okay, but how his voice is low? I'm not able to understand it.
Now, instead of reading out clear, you're whispering.
No, maybe it is. 1 second.
Okay, Prabhuji, start reading again. I just joined. So then we'll let you know.
Okay, now how is it?
Now it is clear, Prabhuji.
I removed this one. Okay, I removed my whatever it is. Okay, I'll read from here. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all one's senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of God, the Master of all the senses. When the Spirit Soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. Narada Pancharatra. To make a show of devotional service will not help one. One must be a pure devotee following the devotional process. Then one can convert others to devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu practiced devotional service and preached. Apani achari bhakti karile prachar. If a preacher behaves properly in devotional service, he will be able to convert others. Otherwise, his preaching will have no effect. Okay, 1 second. ये क्या हो रहा है? You're able to hear me now properly,
Yes, Prabhuji.
nicely?
Yes.
Is it not whispering or anything?
No, no.
Okay. Oh. Uh, what else is there? Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhu, yes, Prabhu. You come every Sunday somehow.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, welcome to our podcast. Thank you for gracing us.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Please continue, Prabhu.
Absorption in pure devotional service. Our religion is not a part-time transcendental recreation. We live in God. The ultimate level of purity to be aimed for in Krishna consciousness is constant absorption in pure devotional service with every act, word, and breath. As Srila Prabhupada stated, the secret of Bhagavad Gita is total absorption in the thought of Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's most important instruction is the same as Krishna's most important instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Man mana bhava mad bhakta. Always think of me and become my devotee. All other instructions are subsumed in, subordinate to, and meant to lead only to this. And indeed, this is the repeated assertion of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and constitutes the actual message of all bona fide scriptures. Some of the many Shastric statements that Srila Prabhupada repeatedly quoted that proclaim this. Smartavya satatam Vishnur with vismatavya na chatuchit. Always think of Krishna and never forget Krishna. Never forget him. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that these two principles form
Prabhu, your internet is a little bit fluctuating. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Your internet connection is actually it is unstable, I suppose, because
Okay.
you're reading, but sometimes it is just
Prabhuji, we didn't hear for 5 to 10 seconds.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That is what I'm saying. So your
okay.
internet is unstable, or there is something, some problem is there.
Okay, Prabhu. So then, Prabhu, maybe somebody else can read
No, no, no.
because
You continue to read. You no, you continue to read, but I'm saying that you have to.
okay, okay. Okay, fine. I'll
You
continue.
start.
I'll read again.
You start from the shloka. You start from.
Correct, correct.
You start. Yeah, you read again.
Smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit. Always think of Krishna and never forget him. Srila Prabhupada emphasized that these two principles form the basic background of Krishna consciousness. Ananya chetaha satatam yomam smarati nityashaha. Remembering Krishna always without deviation. Bhajanti Ananya Manasaha, worshipping Krishna with undeviated mind. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Dridhavritaha Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Nitya Bhiyuktanam. Concentrating on Krishna, having no other object, fixed in devotion. Vajate Mam Ananya Bhak. Engaged in devotional service without deviation. Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Constantly devoted to Krishna and serving him with love. Bhaktyatva Ananyaya. Undivided devotional service, not mixed with fruitive activities or speculative knowledge. Bhaktir ahetuki apratihata. Devotional service that is unmotivated and uninterrupted. Krishnarthe akhila cheshta. To perform all endeavors for Krishna. Performing all endeavors for Krishna means to have no other business than Krishna. We are offering, we are after worshipping Krishna. That is our business. Wherever we go, we install this Krishna deity and we work for Krishna. We print books for Krishna. We distribute books for Krishna. We beg everyone to become Krishna's bhakta. Therefore, it is Krishna consciousness. We have no other business than Krishna. As Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. We are doing that. We have no other business, simply Krishna. Srila Prabhupada himself embodied all such shastric statements that describe total, unremitting absorption in remembrance of Krishna and service to him. It was this mood that he desired to impart to everyone in the world, for which purpose he established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and worked tirelessly, pushing his disciples to do likewise. Indeed, he started this Krishna consciousness movement with the express purpose to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in his glorification. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in His glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 4 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. These were these will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. In our Krishna Consciousness Society, we have full engagement 24 hours a day. Even every moment of our time is always busily engaged in the service of the Lord. This Krishna consciousness movement keeps one always engaged in Krishna's service. The devotees think of Krishna, act for Krishna, eat for Krishna, sleep for Krishna, and work for Krishna. Thus, everything is engaged in the service of Krishna. A total life in Krishna consciousness saves one from material contamination. Because Krishna consciousness means always thinking of Krishna. The Krishna consciousness movement is training people how to be absorbed in thought of Krishna 24 hours by providing different varieties of engagements to devotees in Krishna consciousness. Hence, all activities within ISKCON are Krishna centered. Constant practice means engaging ourselves in some activities that remind us of Krishna. In this society for Krishna consciousness, we therefore have many activities: kirtan, temple activities, prasad, publications, and so on. Everyone is engaged in some activity with Krishna at the center. Therefore, whether one is typing for Krishna, cooking for Krishna, chanting for Krishna, or distributing literature for Krishna, he is in the yoga system and he is also in Krishna. We engage in activities just as in material life, but these activities are molded in such a way that they are directly connected with Krishna. Thus, through every activity, Krishna consciousness is possible. Indeed, the Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for training the mind to be always engaged in Krishna's business. By Krishna, by teaching people by teaching people how to concentrate the mind on devotional service, this movement offers a process of transcendental activities wherein the mind is fully absorbed in affairs pertaining to Krishna. Some practical examples of how engaging all activities in Krishna's service help train the mind to be similarly engaged. One may sell books or enlist life members or render some other service. But these duties are not ordinary duties. These duties serve as an impetus for remembering Krishna. When one goes with a Sankirtan party or sells books, he naturally remembers that he is going to sell Krishna's books. In this way, he is remembering Krishna. When one goes to enlist a life member, he talks about Krishna and thereby remembers him. Such absorption makes a person a Jivan Mukta, a liberated soul even in this life. If a person is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, he is to be considered a liberated soul even in this life. This is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Iha yasya hare dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilasva api avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. One who engages in the transcendental service of the Lord in body, mind, and words is to be considered liberated in all conditions of material existence. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first canto, second chapter, for 187 shloka. The Krishna consciousness movement is based on this principle. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada enjoined, never let a moment go by without engaging in at least one of the 9 devotional processes.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. So we are entering into the new part 8, specific programs. Just a second. Let me see. Okay, Prabhu. Shamsaru Prabhu, you can continue.
Okay, Prabhu. Part 8, specific programs. The basic activities that Srila Prabhupada introduced for practicing and spreading Krishna consciousness are simple and universally applicable. Our simple process of chanting, distributing prasada, and selling BTG will surely make our movement successfully advance. Our process is simple, all-embracing. We have something to offer for everyone. There is chanting, dancing, feasting, and very perfect philosophy, so everyone may be satisfied with our Krishna consciousness movement. He cited 3 principles by which the Krishna consciousness movement goes on. We have no business other than to talk of Krishna, worship Krishna, and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that chanting, dancing, feasting, and following the regulative principles are the 4 pillars of our success. However, the Krishna consciousness movement is not stereotyped or stagnant, and Srila Prabhupada employed many means to awaken a sleeping world to the reality of Krishna consciousness. Please maintain the program of temple worship, distributing prasada, sankirtana party, distribution of literatures, study, and Krishna work all in order. Seeing that the opportunities for expanding the Sankirtana movement are unlimited, Srila Prabhupada directed, however, we get the opportunity, we should publicize as much as possible. Try to make this Hare Krishna movement popular through any source that is possible. Any propaganda medium can be utilized for Krishna consciousness. Different approaches are suitable to attract different people. For instance, opulent temples are suitable to attract persons who are enamored by opulence, and farm communities are better for persons who appreciate simple living. Hence, Srila Prabhupada directed, we should tax our brains as to what is the best way to present Krishna consciousness to particular people at a particular time and place. He recommended various methods to appeal to diverse audiences, utilizing all means available. By disseminating our Krishna consciousness propaganda anywhere and everywhere, by selling books, by making publicity, newspapers, television, so many ways there are to spread Krishna consciousness information. We want to propagate this Krishna consciousness movement town to town, village to village by attracting them with musical demonstration of Sankirtana, dramatic plays, movies, and prasada. Somehow or other, they should come to the temple or pandal and congregationally chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. For this purpose, whatever expenditure is required, that you should collect and spend. This is the scheme of Hare Krishna movement. You must come here, question, understand, and vigorous propaganda should be inaugurated town to town, village to village. Those who are educated, to them distribution of literature. The school, college, library, institution, university by scholarly presentation that is wanted. Now tax your brain to create programs for engaging the wider and wider classes of population in Krishna consciousness. While Srila Prabhupada recognized the value of all means of preaching Krishna consciousness, he especially emphasized the publication and distribution of Krishna conscious books. Another project that Srila Prabhupada strongly stressed was the establishment of Varnashrama and forms. These two, book distribution and forms, he certified as our solid programs that can change the whole world. Still, Srila Prabhupada cautioned against undervaluing any of the major programs. Because one thing is stressed does not mean other important things should decrease. Everything must continue. In a letter, Yogeshwara Dasa asked, "You have instructed me to do books, preaching, Sankirtana, temple management. Where should I concentrate?" Srila Prabhupada replied, "We have to adjust things. Everything is important. Not that we have to do something at the expense of something else." And telling Satsvarupa Dasa Goswami that Krishna's head is important and his tail is important. Srila Prabhupada explained that when the Guru says one thing is important, it doesn't mean that other orders aren't important. Indeed, each of the multiple ambitious programs that Srila Prabhupada inaugurated is capable of effecting profound changes in the worldview, behavior, and organization of modern civilization.
Okay,
Combinedly,
you can read this, please.
Combinedly, these endeavors can effect a total overhaul of human society, which Srila Prabhupada envisaged as beginning with the Western people.
Okay, once again. Here Prabhupada is writing, indeed, each of the multiple ambitious programs that Srila Prabhupada introduced is capable of affecting profound changes in the worldview, behavior, and organization of modern civilization. Actually, our programs in Krishna consciousness should affect the world in such a way that should change the worldview, behavior, and organization. But what now problem is that the worldview, behavior, and organization of the modern civilization is affecting organization, the Krishna consciousness more than anything. So we are not able to create that effect, or neither we are independent. Prabhupada somehow, when he was there, whole movement was very independent. We are not dependent on it. Is as if people were thinking that we are in another world. You can hear, I don't know, in the 1970s, as if we are not concerned with the modern society at all. We are another being. They are like, we are different. We are not part of the world. Now Islam, they are telling we cannot coexist with the modern. There's so many videos like that. Actually, we should say like that. We don't coexist with your nonsense, modern, soul killing, whatever civilizations Prabhupada was given. Actually, we don't at all. What is this nonsense civilization? Where a girl who is just 5 years old, she is telling his father, why are you staring at me? This is what, can you imagine? And that is affecting even our devotees. Devotees, they come, they join, and somehow they just go out in Krishna consciousness because they have nothing. There is nothing in the moment. Either they have to be here or go into the karmi world. Why? Because we are affected by the world view. We are affected by the behavior of the people. We are affected by the independent women movement. We are affected by the political movement. We are affected by the Hindutva. We are affected by the Islam. We are affected every way possible. Somehow we have to pray to Prabhupada that we should not be affected by the whole modern pandemonic civilization. It's a pandemonic civilization. Never in the, in many lectures nowadays, devotees, they say that this, we are living in a demonic world. The democracy, this is not democracy, demon crazy. Never they would say these words. Never ever. Okay, if somebody is saying, maybe here and there he might say, but they don't have a strong opinion about the material world. This is nonsense. We don't have a proper standing of everything. There's so many devotees preaching, but they don't have a proper standing. This is what they don't have, because they themselves are affected by the worldview, behavior, and organization of modern civilization. This is very, very important. What Maharaj has written. Otherwise, we will become hauled by the, not overhauling. We will never get cleansed. Okay, Hare Krishna. Continue.
This Krishna consciousness movement through music, philosophy, spiritual culture, and personal behavior that culminates in the ideal character of devotees, all these heavenly contributions combined together will certainly bring about a major change in the life of Western people. Among all programs, Srila Prabhupada always promoted the chanting of the holy names, which is the very meaning of the Hare Krishna movement. Chanting the Hare Krishna movement.
Okay, Prabhu, I will let you run some for you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Okay, Paramatmananda Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Pranam.
Chanting the Hare Krishna movement. Kirtan is not part of our movement. Practically, it is our movement. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalau nasti, eva nasti gatir anyatha. In
Prabhu,
this,
Hare Krishna.
yes,
It is not nasti eva. It's nasti eva. Nasti
yes.
eva gatir anyatha. You are reading for
Kalau
the first time this sloka or what?
no, Kalau nasti eva
But you are reading as if you are reading for the first
gatir
time.
anyatha.
You are reading nasti eva. What is this? So you should read nalo kalo nastyeva gatir anyatha. You see, when there is y in Sanskrit, you should read. Actually, it is combined word, but in English transliteration, it's like nasty. It's like nasty. In English, nasty word is there. Nastyeva. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Please. Sorry. Please forgive me if I would have told anything.
So, Prabhuji, why if comes then we should conjoin that word, right? Nasteva.
Nastyeva. Just like Sarva says that Savaipumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhaktir Adhokshari Ahitukya Pratyata. It's not Ahituki Apratyata. Many devotees read as Ahituki Apratyata. Not it's Ahitukya Pratyata. It's Ahitukya. Why is written? There also this word comes. Ahitukya Pratyata. It's not Ahituki Apratyata. Of course, when you are Sabda Viched, when we do this Sabda Viched, then we can tell Ahaituki Apratiyata. There are two things. But when you are reading the shloka, it's Ahaitukya Pratiyata. So it's same way, Kalo Nastyeva Gatiranyata. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
Thank you, Prabhu. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Pursuant to this seminal verse, Srila Prabhupada emphasized that Kirtana is our life and our first duty, and that our Krishna consciousness movement is practically based upon music and dancing. Lord Chaitanya's movement of Krishna consciousness is full of dancing and singing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. By introducing the chanting of the holy names, the Krishna consciousness movement extends Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy everywhere and to all classes of people. It is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he advises everyone, even Chandalas, Mlechas, and Yavanas, to chant the holy name of the Lord. In other words, one who has taken to chanting the holy names Krishna and Hari has already received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. The Lord's request to chant the holy name of Krishna is now extended to everyone in the world through this Krishna consciousness movement. Whoever follows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions will certainly be purified because there is no other way. People should somehow or other be induced to chant, somehow or other, induce them to chant Hare Krishna. Everything will be all right. By flattering, by soliciting, by giving him prasad, by elevating him that you are the best man in the world. In this way, inducing him, please chant Hare Krishna. Then he will be rectified. This is the Hare Krishna movement. There is no other way. All other attempts will fail. Everything else will follow from that. The most important aspect of our preaching is Kirtana. Induce the people to chant. That is the only thing. Then everything else will follow. As Giriraj Swami noted, from the beginning to the end, Srila Prabhupada's mission was to introduce and encourage the chanting of the holy names. When he went to the West and began the mission in New York, he only chanted Hare Krishna. He sat under a tree in Tom, Tompkins Square Park.
No, 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 no. No, no, it is called as Tompkins Square. No, not Tompkins. It's
Yes,
Tompkins.
Tompkins,
Tompkins. Tompkins.
Tom, Tompkins Square Park and began to chant. And in his last days and moments, he was surrounded by devotees chanting Hare Krishna. So, although one could say many things about Srila Prabhupada's mission, in the immediate sense, his mission was to chant and induce others to chant. Srila
Okay.
Prabhupada had.
Here I have been to New York, and here, if you go to this park now, this is still the park is there, Tompkins Square Park. Very beautiful tree. There is a very nice tree. That is Prabhupada was standing, and it is the first picture of Prabhupada has come. What is that? Startled. Something they have written in the newspaper. The point is that the tree is still there. There is a tree that's named after, that's called as the Hare Krishna tree. Still, the tree is there in the Tompkins Square Park. Very big, huge tree where Prabhupada was standing, and he was lectured for the first time in Tompkins Square Park. It's a very beautiful place. Still, you can see that vibes over there. If you do kirtan over there, people still, many devotees from all over the world, whenever they visit there, New York, people come and do kirtan, they do round the tree. So it's very beautiful. It's so, heart touching thing. I have the bark of the tree also. I took from there and I kept it with me. It's very beautiful. The tree is very fortunate. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
Yes. So, although one could say many things about Srila Prabhupada's mission, in the immediate sense, his mission was to chant and induce others to chant. Srila Prabhupada had complete faith that by chanting one would get everything. He knew that the holy name of Krishna is the same as Krishna. When he requested others to chant Hare Krishna, he knew that they would be coming in touch with Krishna. And when one is in touch with Krishna, what remains for him to achieve? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is full in all opulences. He can give anything and everything to anyone who chants his holy names. And in the end, he gives himself. So Srila Prabhupada knew that if people just chanted Hare Krishna, they would get everything. Kirtana is the means of conquest. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sri Krishna Sankirtana is so powerful that it will conquer, it will be victorious. Ext- uh, ex- Ecstatic Kirtan makes for success. Accompanied by the ringing of kartalas and rhythmic thumping of mridangas, Madhu Madhudvisha led an ecstatic kirtan, and the rest of us rose, held our arms in the air, and danced with abandon, jumping wildly up and down. The outside world ceased to exist. If you go on having kirtanas like this, Prabhupada said, when we ended, our Bombay project will be a success. Ecstatic Kirtana will attract the whole world to follow. Drishyadumna Das recalled, I was playing Mridanga and I was jumping up and down and leading everyone around in circumambulation of the temple, and Prabhupada would stop and play the bell every time he got by the deities. Later on that morning, Srila Prabhupada said, if you lead Kirtana like this, the whole world will follow.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Saurabh ji, please continue.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, the Maha Mantra. Following Shastric prescriptions for Kali Yuga, Srila Prabhupada particularly promoted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. There are many names of God, yet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult is based upon the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. This is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method of distributing love of God worldwide. This Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his confidential devotees, is trying to distribute love of Godhead all over the world through the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hence, in our Krishna consciousness movement, we give special stress to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in all activities. An instance of this special stress is Srila Prabhupada's spelling out the entire Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
28 within his Bhagavad Gita as it is. He wanted that these two words, Hare Krishna, must appear everywhere.
Just a
The
second,
very
just a second, just a second. This is very, very important. 28 times. Yes, bro, please.
The
Yes.
very fact that the worldwide society of devotees is informally known as the Hare Krishna movement underscores that our movement is based on this principle of chanting the holy name of God, referring to the Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada stated, this chanting is very pleasing to the heart and is the best means of infusing spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness into the hearts of people in general. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness movement is simply to make propaganda from door to door. Please chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Also, this Krishna consciousness movement insists that everyone take to this path by adopting the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Krishna consciousness movement has taken charge of introducing the chanting of Hare Krishna all over the world. And the best service is to chant Hare Krishna always and spread it to every town and village. Indeed, the Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Giriraj Swami noted, as Srila Prabhupada said, Back to Godhead magazine was simply meant to convince people to chant Hare Krishna. We have so many programs, make so many arrangements, open so many centers just to give people facility to chant. Devotees themselves chant and also inform others of the importance of doing so. We should constantly chant the holy names of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Krishna consciousness movement is recommending this process all over the world. We are saying, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, be freed from all the complexities of life and realize Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Engage in His devotional service and perfect your lives so that you can return home back to Godhead. The Krishna consciousness movement is distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to Godhead. Not everyone will accept the advice to chant Hare Krishna, but still devotees must persist. Our Krishna consciousness movement is simply requesting people chant Hare Krishna. There was a cartoon in some newspaper that depicted an old lady and her husband sitting face to face. The lady is requesting her husband, chant, 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 and the husband is answering, can't, can't,
Ah,
can't. So, in this same way, we are requesting everyone, please chant, chant. But they are replying, can't, can't, can't. This is their misfortune. Still, it is our duty to make all such unfortunate creatures fortunate. That is our mission. Therefore, we go into the street and chant. Although they say can't, we go on chanting. Combined with other core activities of devotional service, the chanting and the propagation of the holy names, especially the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, are the basic principle of this movement. In the house of Advaita Acharya, all the Vaishnavas took pleasure in always talking of Krishna always worshipping Krishna and always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. On these principles only does the Krishna consciousness movement go on. We have no business other than to talk of Krishna, worship Krishna, and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Public chanting. As far as possible, the devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement gather to chant the holy names of Krishna in public so that both the chanters and the listener may benefit. Public chanting extends Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy to everyone. In this age, the spiritual revolution was recommended by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He demonstrated that the Yuga Dharma for this age is the Sankirtan chanting of the holy names. If we want the degraded mass of people to be elevated, we must stop their sinful activity. To stop sinful activity, one must purify the mind. And the best process for purifying the mass mind is the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This can be done in public, where everyone has a chance to hear and be purified. It is because of public chanting that devotees are known as the Hare Krishna people. Everyone admires the ecstatic chanting and dancing of the devotees who are therefore popularly known as the Hare Krishna people. Public chanting purifies those who hear. Because people are so much forgetful of Krishna or God, they require to be reminded. And this Hare Krishna movement is transcendental vibration. If we chant on the street or loudly, whoever hears this sound becomes purified, cleansed of the dirty things from his head. Therefore, we go on and chant so that others may hear and cleanse their heart. Indeed, hearing the Hare Krishna mantra is advancement for becoming a devotee. Public chanting demonstrates how Krishna consciousness is for everyone's eternal welfare and happiness.
Okay, Prabhu, we will maybe we'll stop here. It is taking time. Yeah, it is. It's a big topic, so we'll stop here. Sankirtan should be done in the streets. Okay. So if anybody who has anything to ask or say, you can say. Otherwise, we'll stop here. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll meet tomorrow. Until then, Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sandebhye Vacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj ki jai, the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Hare Krishna.